Hey guys, happy Monday morning, almost afternoon now. Want to do the second contest of the evening on Sunday. Going to be the AFC Championship game. Buffalo Bills traveling to play the Kansas City Chiefs, 6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CBS. This is going to be a rematch of Week 6 when the Kansas City Chiefs traveled to Buffalo and defeated them 26-17 in that contest. So really quick, I'll talk to you about that contest. That was a Week 6 matchup really early in the season. Josh Allen struggled in that game. Didn't really throw it that well. Had the interception late in that game. The Chiefs really ran the ball extremely well in that game against the Buffalo Bills. They were able to really gash them. Clyde Edwards-Helaire ran for 161 yards in that game. So when you look at this matchup, I believe because that game was so early in the season, I think that's one you throw out on both sides. I don't think that game will translate to this one whatsoever. Obviously, Buffalo is going to be traveling to Kansas City this time versus the other way around. So when you look at this game, Buffalo is a 3-point underdog. The over-under is 54.5 in this game. When you look at Buffalo on offense, we'll start with them. They're playing pretty efficiently on offense. They didn't have the greatest offensive performance last week against the Ravens, but I believe that had a whole lot to do with the wind and Buffalo being more of a throwing team in general. I think the wind really played a factor, as you guys know. Definitely affected the kicking game on both sides. The wind was pretty crazy up there in Buffalo last weekend. So I think that really kind of took Buffalo out of their game plan and what they really wanted to do. Although Josh Allen has an incredibly strong arm, even him with that strong arm, I think was going to be affected by that wind. That wind is one of the windiest games I've ever seen, I've ever watched. So that was definitely a tough one. But kudos to them for finding a way to win. They had to play efficient. Josh Allen had to be more of a game manager last week and kind of let his defense, dictate that game and run the ball and just not make the big mistake. And he did a great job of that. And they were able to, in the end, pull it out in a tough matchup against the Ravens. So that's how I look at their offense. Their defense, the Bills' defense, I think, was helped by the win last week. Because although obviously the Ravens run the football, it kind of took the Ravens completely out of their passing game, though, because of the win and just not being able to drive the ball down the field like normal. And again, the Ravens are more of a running team anyway, which really should kind of spell doom for the Buffalo Bills because they're not very good against the run. But they were able to do enough to slow the Ravens down. Once they got down into the red area, forcing to kick field goals. Obviously, they had their struggles kicking field goals, and then Lamar makes the big mistake late. I think that win probably had a lot to do with that ball kind of getting held up there and allowing the Buffalo Bills to intercept that ball and run it all the way back. So I think their defense is a little suspect against the run, but they're very good against the pass on the other hand. So they have very good corners. They got Tre'Davious White, and then they got Josh Norman. Pretty good secondary. I believe Micah Hyde is back there. So they're pretty solid in that regard. Got a pretty decent pass rush, not great, but pretty decent. So I think what they do best is what Kansas City does best on the other side. So when you look at Kansas City offensively, first of all, I think Patrick Mahomes will definitely be back, or at least I pray he will. I hope he will. Hope he's feeling better. Just kind of a tough hit there, kind of the way he landed and things like that. So hopefully he's all right. I believe he'll play in this game, being that it's 7 days for him to recover, and being how big the game is, I think he'll definitely play. I don't think he'll have any ill effects from that either. Hopefully on Sunday. But when you look at their offense, they run really hot or really cold. They're very, very up and down. I mean, they look at times like how could you possibly stop this amazing juggernaut of an offense? And then they look out of sorts at times. It's a very curious team. They play up and down to their competition. They don't cover because of how inconsistent they can be. You know, they'll play a team like the Falcons to the wire, and then they'll go and they'll go to New Orleans and beat the Saints in the Superdome. You know, go figure that out. I mean, they're a very strange team in that regard. I'm not really sure what adds to that inconsistency. I don't know if it's a lack of a running game at times or what it is, but they just don't seem to click all the time. But when they click, boy, they are impressive. And but you know, when you look at this game, you just wonder how well they're going to be able to do. You know, again, with Mahomes coming off that concussion, and then just them being just inconsistent in general. Now, when you flip to their defense, they have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. They may not have necessarily statistically one of the worst defenses, but when I study this team, they're the worst defense in football, in my opinion. They rely on pressure packages is what they do. Steve Spagnuolo, know him well. He was defensive coordinator for the New York Giants back in 2007 when they were able to upset the Patriots. Really love Spags as a defensive coordinator, but this defense here is not very good. They rely on blitz packages to get pressure. They don't really have much of a pass rush other than Chris Jones. They really struggle everywhere. They struggle in man coverage. They struggle in zone coverage. They struggle. I believe this is going to be a major issue in this game. Similar to my first prediction in the first game with the Packers defense, I feel the same way about Kansas City's defense. I believe Buffalo, they have their act together, and barring any kind of crazy wind or anything like that, they should be able to throw the football. And I think they're going to throw it for a whole lot. I see this game as being very lopsided. I don't think this game is going to be close at all. I don't think Buffalo should be underdogs in this game. I think that they should be favored in this game. I think Buffalo wins this game easily, probably by 10 points. You know, they are a very complete team. I felt like Kansas City, you know, the Browns kind of let them off the hook a little bit, especially after Patrick Mahomes went down. I really think that they probably should have lost that game. And if the Browns would have been a little bit more on their game, they would have. You know, the Browns made some mistakes in that game with some drop passes early on in the game. And then, of course, they had to fumble through the end zone for the touchback right there. It's probably the difference in the game. And even prior to Patrick Mahomes getting hurt, had he not gotten hurt, I feel that the Browns probably still should have won the game. I think that, you know, had they not shot themselves in the foot, they probably would have won, regardless of Patrick Mahomes being out there or not. So when you look at this, I just don't see Kansas City having any chance. I know it's going to sound really weird. It's an oxymoron. Kansas City is the worst 14-2 team I've ever seen. They are very good, but they're very, very flawed. And I like Buffalo to take care of business in this game, advance to the Super Bowl. They were my pick to make the Super Bowl prior to the start of this playoffs. I actually, prior to the season, had Tampa and Kansas City making it to the Super Bowl. But, you know, looking at this and studying this and seeing the two teams and how they match up, I just don't see Kansas City being able to win this game. I think Buffalo's going to win, get to the Super Bowl, and have a shot to win their first championship, win their first Super Bowl ever. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all your support this season. It's been a great one. It's going to only get better. You know, we're going to keep on pushing forward. I've got other things on the horizon. Got NASCAR coming up, things like that. So looking forward to that and doing some more NBA too down the road. But definitely looking forward to this game. Thanks again for all your support. And let me know what you guys think. Have a great day.